What's up, y'all? Omni Losen, Faded Moons, Prince, Faden, what up, what up? How is everybody doing today? Figure we do get some Prime Incursions going here today. I've been getting people asking about them again. And it's been a while since I've done any. Make sure my stuff's all set and looks good. My inventory's all clear. Let me dump off all my crafting materials here. Any love? No, another damn blue. Meowmere, the problem is you lose a mod slot. So Meowmere is not really one of the better weapons you could use, as it's just not worth giving up the mod slot just to spam cats. The cats don't do very much. It's more of a kind of a cosmetic thing for lols or for trolling your friends. What's going on? Nick, how you doing? Nick, Jessen, and Jessen Esterville. The struggle with chrome enemies is real. Well, if that's the one you're having a tough time on, we are about to do it. So, let's see. What do we got for Prime 1? Prime 1's got chrome enemies and Gridlock's Horde. Why don't we just start right off with the chrome enemies, huh? Where is it? Where is it? So, feel free to hop on in and join me. Might as well get all chromed up, you know? Grinding back up after finishing the AP grind, that's fair. Critical, how you doing? Now, if like Meowmere, if that special thing, like the slinging of the cats, if it didn't take up a mod slot, then that would be a great weapon. But sadly, it does take up a mod slot, so no good there. Let's see. I made it public? Yeah, I made it public. Anyway, whoever said... Or Nick. Still having to grind it back up. That's fair. I think I've got my shards messed up. I do. Get a more ideal setup going. Not that it's going to matter on this map, but y'all know I'm lazy. I want to get my lazy on. Well, if you want to run ice, then you could get... that's the only place to get it. I mean, you could transfer it around a core. Actually, it's a locked mod. If you wanted to run ice, you have to use one of the Drakenfrost weapons. But, I mean, that's not required in really just about any build, to be honest. I'm going to throw a little... Crap, man. I got a feeling I did this with the wrong people. Nah, it's hitting for 5 mil, so that's right. Got any tips for Blood Moon Prime? That one's actually not that difficult, I don't think. But then again, I'm all decked out too. We're just gonna throw the old 1-amp warrior build here just because it's so good. It don't matter that these enemies can't be CC'd. They're still all gonna get wrecked. And that leaves us 300 for the middle, which is just an absolute ton, so... It's harder than Betsy. I think it is harder than Betsy. I would agree with that. I mean, Betsy's easy. Spam Skyguards. You got a million DU, right? Spam Skyguards all over the place. Betsy's just gonna die. Let's see. What else do we want to do? Throw in a little bit more power here, I guess. Yeah, my placement is poo here today, apparently. Just cannot get one over there. Alright, I don't care. I'm just going to leave it. Nah, Dragonlord Souls is AoE slow. It's not actually doing any damage. Its freeze is based on a timer. So once an enemy is inside of that bubble for 5 seconds, it's going to freeze them. I don't use ice because I used Frostfire Remnants. Frostfire Remnants is frost damage, so you get the benefit. Plus it does the big booms and whatnot. A lot of people use the ice chip. There's nothing wrong with that. It's a good build. I just don't use it because I use Frostfire Remnants, and I'm not... I mean, if I was in Onslaught floor... Uh-oh. This is screaming disconnect. God dang it, man. The servers are taking a poo on me. Oh, boo. Boo. Alright, y'all, let me restart the game real quick. US West has been a train wreck the last several days. I bet it just needs, like, to be restarted or something. Is DD2 pay to win? To an extent. It's not pay to win, but it's pay to save an enormous amount of time. And I mean enormous amount of time. So if you look at it from that perspective, then yeah, it is kind of. Alright, well, let's try that again. See if we can actually complete a map this time. Looks like there's no champion score or equipment related bugs this time. So, let's try it one more time. Gonna suck if I'm not able to get a map done today. I might just switch over to US East. Like I said, the US West has been just a dumpster fire for a few days. You just build them like every defense. Funky, pretty much every defense is the exact same. In the regard of... you get to the speed cap, then you find the range you're happy with, then you stack power. So... I mean, every single defense in the game follows the same basic rules from that regard. But yeah, the Blaze would definitely fall into one of those generic defenses. So you got a nice Flame Aura setup you use. take the entire setup, shards and all, and move it over to your blaze balloons and give it a shot. You know, it's just follows those basic rules in the game. Exclamation spotlights in chat there, Secret Whisper. Give you a link to all of my hero spotlights and defense spotlights and what I've got on everything. But basically I'm getting the Petrify combo from having Shattering Torpedo, which is a Chaos 8 shard. But this map, of course, the Petrify combo is not going to do anything anyway. But I've just got it set up for that. I'm not going to change the setup just for this one map, you know. But they do massive damage. I would use neither, probably. I would use Destruction, Deadly Strikes, and Defense Rate, just like every other defense in the game. So I wouldn't use either one of those. Well, it depends on your setup. There's no best of anything. It depends on what you want it to do, what you're using it for, what your build is. You know, if you're just using it to just spam the primary attack and you don't use any of the abilities, then one of the best things you could do is stack anti-mods or combine elements into an elemental combo. But it depends on what you're wanting to do with that particular defense. Yeah, my attack rate on all my defenses is maxed. That's the #1 rule for building in defenses, is get to the speed cap first. Before you worry about anything else. So yeah, I don't use anything that's not capped. Now, of course, there could be some exceptions to that rule if you're like, you know, 0.5 of a second off or something. Then it's something you definitely are going to want to prioritize, but if you're that close, you know. Or pardon me, not 0.5 of a second, 5/100ths of a second. 0.5 of a second is nothing. If you're like 0.05 away, then yeah. But get to your speed caps first thing. And of course, a Gilded Defense Rate gets you there on every defense. 10 out of 10 Chaos 8 mod gets you there on any defense. If you don't have one of those two, then you have to use a Defense Rate shard and a Defense Rate mod of any quality. Off the top of my head, I want to say it's 0.38, but I'm not 100% positive. I haven't looked at a Weapon Man in a long time. Pretty sure it's 0.38 though. It's going to convert your damage type to fire damage. So your damage type would convert to fire damage, and depending on like the shot type of your weapon, you're going to get a varying amount. The amount of extra hero damage you get from an elemental mod is nothing. It like converts to practically no damage at all. It's mainly about converting your damage to that type of element for using combos. So don't worry about that stat you're gaining, because that stat you're gaining is like negligible. It's just if you need drench or you need poison or whatever, then you can use that particular element to apply that status. Let's see what we got going down here. I think everything's all up, right? Good enough. I think we good. What's the DPS on my flamers? I don't know. That one's at 5 million at tier 2, but that's all buffed as well. Doesn't look like we have any tier 1s left anywhere. I'll probably show you what a tier 5 looks like. Fire and oil is actually a terrible combo. I wouldn't go with that one. But yeah, if fire and oil is a combo, it's just one of the worst combos. The better combos would be water and shock for electrocute, or poison and earth damage for petrify. That would be the two premium combos in the game. Mine's probably like around 3. It's not that much higher than that. I don't know. Do I have something that's all the way up? I don't. What about down here? I want to see what one looks like at tier 5. That one's almost there. Let's see if I get 200 mana out of this. Ooh, just barely. That's 7.8 at tier 5. Yeah, I mean, it's got Destructive Pylon and a Boostar going on it. Now, I don't have a damage set up on the Boostar. I could get the number up way higher, but that's like just not what you need to look at to succeed in Dungeon Defenders 2. The main thing is the build as a whole. Like this map, I'm just powering through everything. It's the reflect beams that are doing most of the work, though. That one's actually going to work out. Because it's hitting them inside the spawn. Cannon Oka. Cannon Oka will be dead before we get over there, probably. Yeah. Well, you would never want to use automation and tenacity. Exclamation spotlights in chat will get you a link to my Hero Spotlights playlist, though. And that has got every defense and every hero all outlined of what I use on them. I'm using tenacity. I prefer... The only reason you should ever use automation as a tenacity... It's spotlights, y'all. You could use, you can use automation as a 100% 10 out of 10 tenacity, but then you're giving up a shard slot. And shard slots are the most valuable things in the game. So you definitely, shards are greater than mods. So if you don't have a 10 out of 10 tenacity, then of course you have to use whatever you got if you want to go with that sort of build. But if you have the choice, tenacity is going to be greater than automation. Might be a few exceptions to that rule. Like the proton beam might be an exception to that. Because proton beams, you get no benefit from having a range shard, so you get a free shard slot. Nothing. I think Vicious Strikes is 5, I believe. It's either 5 or 6. Alright, moving right along. What was the next one? We didn't do, oops. What did we not do? Gridlock's Horde and the Bling King. Let's knock out Gribs real quick. That'll be a nice fast one. Ah, no problem there, Speedy. The shame you can't do stuff like that on YouTube, but YouTube ain't having it. I try to remember to do that every time. Now this map will get the Proton hotness, or the Petrify hotness going on. So, exact same build, but now our CC is actually going to work. See, well, no room for that one because I want to get a Skyguard in too. Just drop a Skyguard right there, and we should be good. Well, I mean, it's niche stuff. They're doing a specific setup. This is actually a very, very standard build. This is like the meta right now that most people are using. Poison Protons with Shattering Torpedo on Reflect Beams is quite common right now. It's just so good. Yeah, it's just crazy effective. I mean, as far as people pushing high onslaught right now, you're doing one of two things. You're either cheesing Weapon Mans, or you're doing this. That's basically what everybody's doing, or some variation of. Good for placing at Betsy. You talking about flamethrowers? I haven't never really considered using flamethrowers on Betsy, no. What's going on, David? How you doing? As far as targeting Betsy, remember she's a flyer, so any anti-air you use will just sit there and fire into her the whole time. So that's why when I do the Betsy map, I always spam Skyguards, because they just annihilate Betsy, and then I don't have to do anything to her. I can just run around. Well, build your lanes, like something similar to this build per lane would be super effective. And then take all of that leftover DU, because there is an excessive amount, and just spam Skyguards. And that will make Betsy a complete joke. Can ever pick what heroes to put in your party on Battle Chaser? I still haven't played that version, so I don't know what to tell you. But yeah, that is the... Fisk knows all the heroes for that. I think he was typing some stuff earlier for you. I mean, you can use it in the lanes. You're not going to want to use that on Betsy. I mean, there's no setup time for it. I mean, you can get away with putting one up there, but it's going to take forever to kill her. I mean, I used flame arrows on that map. Why use flame arrows on almost every map now? You don't want to use just any one defense. Just flame arrows is never a good thing. But flames make a really, really nice, you know, a nice addition to any build, any setup. Hopefully. All about Dungeon Defenders Awakened at this point. DD2 had a little resurgence of new players, but the player base has just never recovered from what it was originally. Sadly. It's a great game. Yeah, pretty much. Automation is 10 out of 10 tenacity. A Chaos 8. So 100% immunity. It's not, it's a bug. But it's a bug that Chromatic couldn't fix or didn't want to spend the time to fix. And said, okay, now it's a feature. And they actually tried to play it off like they intended it to be that way the whole time. Which, no. It would be the most sought after, one of the most sought after shards. But whatever, I like it. I like having it. Well, she's gonna hurt the eggs. You just have to kill her before they're dead. She's gonna get shots off at them. That's just gonna happen. But it takes a bunch of shots to kill the eggs, so you gotta kill her before she kills it. If it's taking you longer than, say, 5 seconds to actually kill Betsy, the boss, then it means you need more Sky Guards. Spam them up, man. Spam them up. Well, it's a business, Bobby. You don't sink a bunch of time and money into a game that didn't meet expectations financially. That would be a very poor business choice. So as a new company, it's an opportunity for them to start fresh on their own thing. That's what, you know, a lot of people don't understand. DD2 is not, you know, and nobody buying any mansions off of profits from DD2. I'll just leave it at that. And people have to realize is that before anything else, it is a business. You know, they have to pay their bills. I can tell you, I was kind of surprised because most of the fan base I have here on the channel are all from DD2, you know. But that announce day, that launch day video that I put, or that announcement video when the day that DDA was actually announced, the most upvoted comment on that video is something along the lines of, God, I hope they don't screw it all up like they did DD2. And that was the most upvoted comment. I'm still just surprised about that, because I figured all the DD2 fans from the channel would have been there. Well, Augie's got a lot going on, David. He's got a bunch of businesses. He runs some kind of big sound company in Florida as well. Augie Audio. I'm pretty sure he doesn't sleep. But you got to remember, too, Augie wasn't the owner through DD2's life. He's the CEO now. He wasn't the CEO then. He was voted off or whatever. However, the politics worked out with it. You can't sell them, Ray. You can't sell an item that hasn't been tinkered. And all those people with Legacy Weapon Man setups have tinkered all their stuff. So it's not sellable. So that's just not an option. I mean, if anybody has Legacy Weapon Man set up that is sellable, it's already sold. Somebody else has already bought it because that would be a really high-end item. Well, you can't get it now. It won't drop with both of them on it. It would have had to have dropped with both of them on it before they made that change. Which the chances of getting both of them on it are just so slim, you know? The best chances if anyone had one and was using it to do ancient power resets and never bothered upgrading it. Which, you know, like I said, the chances of that are just going to be slim. I mean, it would be one of the most valuable items in the game right now, for sure. Alright, so we got the blinking left to do in Prime 1 here. Let's get blinging. I've told you about 20 times through the Stream Destroyer, the Skyguard Tower, the Skyguard Tower, the Skyguard Tower. What more? How many more times can I say it? Spam Skyguard Towers all over the map, and Betsy is a joke. Just do a basic 1-amp warrior setup in each lane, and you'll have like 500, 600 DU left when you're all done. Take all of that and spam Skyguard Towers. I've been saying it ever since you asked. More Skyguard Towers. It is literally the easiest way. David. Let's see. I'm gonna put the flame aura back here just to keep any of the little gold carriers from blowing up in the spawn. Yeah, Frostfire was just here, so it's a couple more weeks on that one. Just started playing DD2 a week ago. Well, welcome to the game. There, Gustav. It's a great game, it really is. It's one thing you'll find is it is a buggy broken game, but it's an amazing experience at the same time. Alright, and we'll go one here. Where do we want this other one? I gotta just throw it there. And we should be good. Skyguard Towers do a ton of damage, and remember, Betsy is a flying mob. Even when she's on the ground, she's still considered a flyer. So the Skyguards will just pound into her the whole time. Just beastly. Oof. A little too much Frostfire going up in there. We're gonna lose some gold for sure. That one make it out? Oof. Yeah, it looks like it did actually. I've got max ascension from doing ancient power resets destroyer. So I've got 999 points into hero health in my ascension. Except for like 1,000,000 damage. Or like 1,000,000 health. Close to it. It's a ton. Where the heck they all at? Here's one, and that one's been snagged. Here's one up top. Well, it's because you're level 40, Destroyer. Keep playing. I thought you were talking about Prime Incursion, Betsy. I didn't know you were talking about Campaign, Betsy. Oh, really? Self-induced? That's terrible. I just don't get people's joy with standing on sub-objectives. Why? Why? Don't stand on the sub-objective, y'all. That's alright. We'll live. Nah, we won't know anything like that. I'm gonna assume it's level 100. I mean, whatever level cap they're planning on launching the game with, I'm sure that will be available to us. They're not going to want to put in any additional work when all that stuff is going to be, you know, the objective of early access will be to get the game ready for launch. I'm just going to stay down here and camp it. It might be camped. Or did I speak too soon? Yeah, I spoke too soon. Yeah, it'll be just like DD1. It's relatively quick, and as soon as you get to level 70, the XP requirements start doubling. So it's just exactly like DD1 is. It's literally the same exact XP amounts. It'll definitely be the same way. I mean, they want to keep as much of the DD1 feel as they can, you know? You'd have to switch to US West there, Peyton. If you go out to the title screen and then hit options, it'll be up in the top right-hand corner. You can choose what server you'll be on. Oh, well, I've been playing the game for 7 years, Destroyer. So, don't look at that and be intimidated. Gustav, thank you so much for subscribing. Yeah, come on over there, Peyton. The only thing that's sneaking through it all is the Lady Orcs. But they're still 50 million health, but they're still just insta-dead. As long as my boost is up. Well, thanks for subscribing there, Destroyer. The bot won't pick you up if you were subscribed. Oh, what happened? Oh, Lady Orc made it through. That's unfortunate. I don't even know where she came from unless she rolled past me. She may have ran right past me. See what happens if you look away? Every map will be a new lobby because I have to go back out and individually choose the map. This one I'm hitting replay since we failed. Thanks for subscribing there, Ray. I appreciate it. Since I had the big choke here. No, it's all your same heroes for all the servers. Yeah, the ping could be bad, depending on... Well, the servers have been in bad shape. Like I was mentioning earlier, they're just a train wreck here today. The last several days, there's been massive DCs, and I've had a lot of issues here the last several days. Trying to bring the flay bar to the back. It feels so weird placing it like that, but trying to keep it away from the spawn so nothing's getting killed inside the spawn. Not very often, Ray. I will be with Dungeon Defenders Awakened. DDA just turned into too much of a grind game to try to maintain on multiple platforms. It's just it was an absolute nightmare trying to do it. You just get Defender medals from playing there, Destroyer. Make sure you reroll your daily quests and weekly quests once you start getting them. But you get a set amount every map you do, so just keep playing. Same thing I tell everybody out there, don't hang out in town. That's the best way to get Defender medals. If you're always running maps while you're playing, you're always earning Defender medals. The second you start taking those 10-15 minute breaks in town in between maps, your productivity is going to slow way, way down. Where the heck they all at? They definitely slowed this down. You used to be able to complete this map really, really fast back in the day. They slowed it down to try to make it run longer, it feels like. I mean, the gold spawns are just nowhere near what they used to be. What's going on, Electrics? How you doing? Welcome to the stream. My favorite character is the EV2 and the Monk. are my two favorites. Shelly Lynn? What's up, Shelly? Sorry, Shelly Lynch, sorry. I thought about it. I thought about the valley. But I also thought about one other thing. One thing I've never done in Stardew Valley is I've never played with mods. And I thought it might be fun to do a modded playthrough, but I don't even know what mods are available. So I'd have to look. Well, I actually did start looking. It seems like there's some decent mods. Most of the stuff is like quality of life, though. There's not a whole lot of mods that change the actual play. God dang it, man. Lost that stupid goddamn gate lock again. How the hell is my Skyguard not hitting over there? Oh, it got destroyed, that's how. Well, good reason. Well, we don't have to worry about that one anymore. I guess we can look at it that way. Can't get mods on console? Yeah. It's actually, I think it's quite irritating to get them installed on PC. I'm not sure. Like I said, I've never played with any Stardew mods. No, there's no crossplay, for sure. Sadly, not an option in the game. Just upgrade the defenses, y'all, then you can ignore it. No need for us all to be over there. Just make sure Frostfire stays there, and then we'll be good. What time is it here? I don't know. Exclamation time in chat. I think it's like 6 p.m.-ish, something like that. I'm not even sure. The bot broken? Or no, there it goes. 6:18 p.m. $2 a.m. there right now? Yeah. The world was only flat, huh? And we'd be set. And flat earth people may not be right, but it sure is a good damn idea. Did I miss it? Or somebody got it? I think somebody else snagged it. Figure if the earth is flat, you know, would it have two sides? That's something as flat earth people haven't discussed. Is if it's flat like a sheet, does it have two sides? And if that's the case, then how the hell has everyone ever been able to drill through it? Those guys are just way off with their whole thought process on that one. You know, if it had two sides, then of course, you know, there'd be a top and a bottom. So only one side would get the sun and the other side would be in darkness. And then what, it would switch seasonally? I guess it depends. Does the two-sided flat Earth still rotate? if two-sided flat Earth still rotates, then maybe you can still get day cycles like normal. Ah, life's little mysteries. Yeah, the level cap is 50. Once you get to level 50, then you start earning ascension levels. You learn all about that stuff down the road there, Destroyer. Your first step should be getting through campaign. Well, you said you just beat Betsy, so you got the campaign done. Now you're going to want to do adventure mode. And it shouldn't take more than 1 or 2 maps in adventure mode to get you up to level 50, and then you'll start earning ascension. Get them free gems, man. Get them free gems. Yeah, there's no cap on ascension level. It just keeps going up. Crap, didn't get any frostfire in that. There we go. Yeah, we got some frostfire going. Yeah, the pet quality doesn't matter either. They never quite finished pets. Pets were never really quite finished in development. There was like years where they promised we would get a pet update. And of course that pet update never came. So we're stuck with what we've got as far as pets go, but the rarity of pets, whether it's green, blue, gold, or whatever, like a legendary pet is no better than a blue pet. All that decides is the minimum rolls on it, but the maximum rolls on it are the same for every pet type. Well, no, crowd control doesn't mean it has to be AoE. But yeah, frozen mobs are crowd controlled. As far as the game is concerned, when a mob is frozen, or if it's knocked up in the air, or if it's electrocuted, it's just a stun. So all of those are all treated as stuns as far as the game goes. They look different, but it doesn't necessarily look like a real dragon. Most of them are just the heads. Some of them have really small bodies, like this one, Dragolich. Dragolich is the good stuff. Alright, so that does it for Prime 1. We got Prime 1 knocked out. Let's go knock out Prime 2. And the loading screens have been just so long here. Man, no amps today. Can't get an amp for anything. Not enough loot. The primes start off pretty easy and they scale up in difficulty. I mean, it's the hardest incursions available in the game. Let's see. So what, we got Wyvern Enthusiast, Forest Poachers, and Demon's Lair, is that right? Yep. Wyvern enthusiast, forest poachers, and demon's lair. Icy? Yeah, let's go with that. We'll be icy this time. It'll be for accessories, I think, Theoden. Like DD1 accessories. Well, you gotta have them unlocked before it'll let you do them. There's a gating system in DD2 that can be quite frustrating for many. What kind of build do I run on my F1 hero? I don't know what you mean. The character I've got on F1? I changed that. That's what you're asking. Right now it's a Lavamancer. It's usually either a Lavamancer or a Mystic. Most of the time. If that's what you were talking about. Oh, when I'm alone, I do the same thing. I don't change anything if I'm alone or in a group. Go to over here for them flyers. And that should get it, right? Well, you see there's 3 other players in the group. There, kill. There's public matches. I don't do very much solo anymore. Pretty much any time I play, it's always public matches now. You want to do it like I did it on my spotlights there, man missiles. Exclamation spotlights in chat will get you a list or a link to all of my hero spotlights in the game. I haven't changed anything on the monk. I've left it just like that. It's about your ascension caps, not your ascension level. So you have to get the big hero health like I use, you're going to have to go through ancient power resets and climb onslaught. Nah, not really electrics. I mean, Discord, exclamation Discord. We'll get you a link to my Discord server. And I mean, I'm not always there sitting in front of it, but I'm available most hours. Betsy's still the tutorial destroyer. You need to move on, man. There's no reason for you to farm Betsy. You'll go back to her in Prime Incursions. Much, much later down the line. Just go over and do adventures now. And then, after adventures, then get into either Onslaught or Expeditions. Soon, Shelly, soon. I gotta decide what mods to use. I want to use that tractor mod, but that's like a quality of life mod. A little bit cheaty quality of life mod, I might add, but you know, hey, a mod's a mod. But I don't know what other mods I'm gonna use. Or if I can even get them to run smoothly. I may end up just doing a Four Corners playthrough on that Four Corners map. It's a cool looking map, the way it's laid out. I mean, of course it's set up for playing multiplayer, but, you know, since I don't have anybody else to run through with, I will probably turn each quarter into something different. Like, you know, we gotta have pigs, right? Gotta have pigs. On the Switch? I've never tried it on the Switch. How's it run? I mean, you can't do mods on the Switch, of course, but... I've only played it on PC, I think. I don't think I've played it on anything else. Destroyer, you just use whatever you want, man. That's still very, very early in game where you don't really have to worry about any specifics. Use what you're having fun with. Like, out of the original 4 heroes, for me, my favorite is the monk, so I'd use monk defenses personally, but that's just me. You know, use whatever your favorite is. Yeah, you're not really going to get any one-on-one time like that out of me there, Electrics. Well, you got to look at the comparison for incursions. Doing like the Dawn of the Blood Moon incursion is like the equivalent of doing like floor 400 in Onslaught. So, I mean, if you've only made it to floor 40 in Onslaught, the question is not why you can't do it. The question is, should you be doing it yet? I mean, that's very early. Prime incursions are considered to be further end game than that. Like, if you can make it to floor 200 in Onslaught, I'm pretty sure you could beat all the incursions. If you're capable of making it to floor 200. Maybe even lower. Maybe, yeah, probably 200. I mean, if you can do floor 200, you can do all of the incursions. But if you're struggling at floor 200, you will definitely not be able to complete the last incursions. Destructive Pylon comes from Mastery. I mean, it's quickest and easiest to get it in Prime 1. It's like a little catch-up mechanic that Chromatic added in to let new players catch up to other players in the game. But the original source is from Mastery mode. So you can get one from Mastery and one from Incursions. The Mastery one is the last one you get, though. So you'd have to go through all the Mastery. Or the majority of it to get it. What's going on there, Nacho Truck? Alright, Destroyer, have a good night. Enjoy. What's going on, Infinite? How you doing? How's things today? Well, I mean, you're just really early in game, Electrics. Is I mean, getting to floor 40 in Onslaught, you should be able to do like maybe one, possibly two of the Prime 1 maps. But Primes are more about having complete setups. So, I mean, you don't have to have the best gear in the game to do them, but you do have to have all of the shards you need for your build. You actually have to have a build that's taking advantage of available mechanics, whether it be boosting or crowd control. You have to have some sort of a build to use. Well, it's public match, so feel free to hop on in. Yeah, making a new one every run. This is Prime 2 right now. We're going to do 1, 2, and 3 today. And then I'll do 4, 5, and 6 on my next stream. But yeah, we's in Prime 2 at the moment. Quick and painless on that one. Power Surge. Power Surge isn't too bad, Shelly. You can do it. You can do it. Good Lord, load in already. Yeah, I got a Chaos 8 amp out of the deal that time at least. A little something something. No mods, of course. Mods are not as important as shards, but mods are important in late game. By late game, I mean anything prior to like floor 200 or the Prime Incursions, the later Prime Incursions. Mods won't be important at all. Mods are nowhere near as important as shards. Mods are complete trash compared to shards, in fact. So shards are the very first thing. Without shards, nothing else happens. So gotta get your shards. I stream to YouTube and Twitch. The majority of my audience is on YouTube, is why I stream most of the time here. Man, what do we have left? We got Forest Poachers and Demon Slayer, that's right. Let's get it. Wow, loading times are just absurd today. Let me in, let me in. What do we got? We got 200 per lane here. We'll go heavy on the outside. Heavy on the outside, light on the inside. Yeah, medals are medals. The thing is the loot. Since Dungeon Defenders is such a massive, massive grind game, you never want to grind for one thing. If not, you're just wasting your time. Because you know, it's a huge grind. I mean, thousands of hours to get all the stuff, you know? So always maximize your grind. So never grind in a lower tier. Even though you can get that map done a minute quicker or whatever and get more defender medals, you're not getting the loot you want, you're not getting the amount of gold you want. And unless you need mods from that lower chaos tier, you're not getting the shard, or pardon me, unless you need shards from that lower chaos tier, you're not getting the shards you want either. So you should never go down to grind unless it's for shards. That's literally the only reason that you would ever want to lower yourself. Well, I mean, if you need Chaos 3 shards. If you don't need Chaos 3 shards, then there's no reason for you to grind Chaos 3. And you shouldn't be grinding anything if you haven't made it to Chaos 7 yet. You should be progressing. The only thing you should ever consider grinding prior to make it to Chaos 7 is shards. And that's all going to be tier specific. So you need defense rate, do Chaos 4. You need deadly strikes, do Chaos 3. You need destruction, do Chaos 1. Until you get those shards, there's no reason for you to do any more grind at all. It's all about the progression. It's because I mean, how far have you made it, Jeremy, is the thing. Because with, what, 9,678 Ascension levels, I still don't have all my stuff maxed. And I've spent like almost 10,000 hours in the game. So when you look at it from the end game perspective, the crafting material grind in Dungeon Defenders 2 is absolutely miserable. Now, if I didn't care about making all the videos and all that stuff, then I just would ignore half of the heroes. It gets very, very tiring very, very quick. Somebody mentioned in Discord earlier that they couldn't believe that how fast they were selling pristine clusters for, and it's like, dude, do you not realize that, like, I personally right now, if I had the pristine moats for it, I could go through like between 3,000 and 5,000 pristine clusters if I had the moats to go with it right now. Like, literally, within 15 minutes on stream, I could burn all those crafting materials. No, I'm not going to quit DD2, but on the same note, I'm not going to play DD2 as much. I don't have anything left to do in DD2. It's a beaten game. You know, you just have to ask yourself how many hours is enough. The only reason I'll still do DD2 at all is to do videos for you all or live streams. Oops. I won't just play DD2 to play anymore. I have nothing left to do. I do it with flame armors personally. You can use trees if you have the dryad to cheese it a little bit, as the trees don't despawn. But I personally run it with flame armors. I'm going to be playing a lot of DDA though. I mean, I'll still be playing DD2, but it'll be like a once a month stream type thing. I mean, it's all about the future, you know, and DDA is the future. I'm going to be grinding the crap out of DDA. Hell, the first week I bet I go 18 hours a day. Probably 12 hours of that every day live. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it too. you know, I wish we were getting the complete game and it wasn't doing the early access thing, but on the same note, it's nice to have this stuff release in tiers, you know. Let us get insane mode all grinded out, then we'll get nightmare mode all grinded out, and then when the game fully launches, then we can get massacre mode all grinded out. Oh, there's no way you did all those maps that quick, Destroyer. You want to do the whole, at least at a minimum, you want to do the first 3 regions in adventure mode. You get 450 gems. It's the only way to get premium currency without paying for it. Video games aren't like microwave dinners. It's easy on my end, Jeremy. I hit a button that says update now, and that's all the work I gotta do. So I don't know what these people, these developers, are complaining about. Joking, obviously. Upgrade now. That's all I do. I hit that button. I tell chromatic guys that all the time. It's like, what the hell are you waiting on, man? I'm just sitting here waiting for that update button to light up. Well, level 50 is the max. You don't go above level 50 until you get Ascension, and alright, Electrics, take it easy, man. Have a good night. Here comes Steiner. Look out. See if we can't get these Steiners before they come out. Looks like it. They've been had. That's what I'm using right now. So just the regular old nuke monk. I put out like, and while I'm boosted, I put out like close to 100 million DPS with my secondary fire. Your DDA was removed altogether? Really? It was just a beta code? Well, I mean, if it was just for the people that just had just the beta codes, yeah. It's just going to disappear. I would assume, anyway. Huh. Popped up a thing saying it's been removed. That's weird. You used a pre-order code, didn't you? Or did you use one of the beta codes from someone in the community? If you use your pre-order code, it should stay. Like, for me, it still stayed there. But it wasn't a beta code I used. Well, I mean, that's the thing, Destroyer, or so is the nuke portion of it is very situational. I mean, I haven't used it yet today. It's specifically for if you want to wreck out that billion+ damage. Oh, well, that's why. If you enter your game code, it will probably still be stayed there, Omni. Got a little framey here, huh? Sweet. Daily mission complete. So what, we got one more to do and we're all done with Prime 2. If you go to the world map there, Skender, you can see what map is in which zone. I'll show you here. Yeah, even with level 1 mods, you can still do good. Level 10s are just what you're going to get to after you min-max. But yeah, just having level 1 of 10 of the correct mods is super strong, you know? Well, it would either be Prime Betsy or Prime, Dawn of the Blood Moon. Would have to be one of those. Yeah, anyway, if you go to the... Like, if you go to Primes here, it will show you the different Prime zones. Like, we're working on Prime 2. We already did Wyvern Enthusiast and Forest Poacher, so now we just have Demon's Lair to go. So, it'll show you that way. But if you go to the drop-down list, it's always just going to have it all jump together. Where's Demon's Lair at? There we go. Let's see. And here we go, here we go. Maybe. Thanks for subscribing there, Straight Clash. Appreciate it. Between all the platforms, probably about 11 or 12,000. Definitely over 10,000. Oops. That's already overkill, but we'll overkill it some more. Feel like I overkilled it there too. I mean, we got so much room on this map. Yep, out of juice. It's one of my favorite characters and favorite defenses, Destroyer. Nothing so good about it. It's just what I like. Should always use the defenses you like. You know, look at my deck right now. We got an E. Get your big old head down here, dude. Prod Hero, what's going on, man? Bach, how you doing? Welcome, y'all. The Dryad's beast. What are you talking about? Dryad's like one of the best sustained DPS heroes in the game. Nothing to fix on her. Oh, it's inside the spawn. Gotta wait for the next one. The bees. The bees don't suck. They're just not a one-trick pony like you want them to be. I mean, no other defense in the game is like, use one defense, spam it, and you win. You know, so there's no reason bees should be like that either. I mean, I agree. I like the bees too back in the day. But it's not like they're bad now. You just have to combine them with other things. They're definitely more balanced. The problem is before is they were broken. So you take something that's broken and you dial it in. Well, the general population looks at that as a nerf. And, oh, well, they suck now. No, it's not that they suck now. It's that they're not insanely powerful now. That's the difference. They're right there in line with other single target defenses. They're actually better than other single target defenses for the same amount of DU. You know, you take a damaging setup off of Lightning Strike auras or off of cannonballs and throw just that whole straight up damaging setup over to your bees, and your bees are going to provide more single target damage than the others will. Yeah, he's still bugged. None of that's going to get fixed. There won't be any massive changes to DD2 like anything that's going to fix any of these issues like this. Sadly, it's little in-game bugs that we're stuck with now, unfortunately. Well, there is Prime 2. I don't even remember what maps are in Prime 3. Gonna have to look again. I'm at the highest ascension level I've ever gotten to now. Not you? Highest I've ever been. It looks like I may end up hitting 10K before DDA, which I was not expecting. Alright, so Prime 3, what do we got here? Prime 3 is going to give us Malthius and Power Surge. Well, let's say Power Surge for last, since everybody loves it so much. This one we should just steamroll. Little wonky. Little wonky's okay. Well, they've already shown what we're gonna get. Ultimate. It's like 50-50. The maps that will be available were already shown in the beta, the campaign. So all 12 campaign maps will be there. Oh, there's no flyer lanes. Derp. Derp, derp. Habits, Shiv, habits. Old habits die hard, you know? Am I able to do C7 without shards? I don't know. It would be difficult. I mean, I know enough tricks where I might be able to pull it off, but it would not go well. I can do C7 in campaign level gear, though, with shards. Just to show you the importance of shards, once again. I mean, the entire game is built on shards. In all regards, that's the reason they even exist like they do is because that's the game's main monetization as well. I don't know. I mean, being doable and... I mean, I would rather do it naked but keep my shards. Of course, you can't do that. You gotta have campaign gear for that. I've actually already done up to floor 80 in campaign gear. Well, I mean, like I said, I'm sure I'd be able to pull it off because I know a few tricks. But it wouldn't be about the power of the defenses. Where, like, when I do C7 now, I mean, I can literally do C7 with one flame aura at every spawn and run the map with that. Just one flame aura at each spawn. But without having shards, I would have to do, like, a full build. I mean, there's no doubt I could do it. But it wouldn't be pretty. It wouldn't be AFK, that's for damn sure. Nah, I did the full Ancient Power reset. Not in yeah, floor 80. I did a full AP reset from floor 51 to 80 in campaign gear without ever equipping another thing. I did it on live. It was a pain, but it was doable. Yeah, for sure, Ultimate. It will definitely have DD1's loot and progression feel in it over DD2's. I mean, shards and mods won't be a thing in DDA. You know, there's something that's DD2 specific. And shards were put in as monetization, and then mods were put in because everybody hated the hard counters that they had turned the game into. So it's, I mean, you can see the evolution of DD2, of why stuff happened, you know, just by looking through, you know, forum threads, etc., etc. It's a grind, there's no doubt. What's going on there, Jetty? How you doing? I always look at it, but I know it's got that crappy shot type on it every single time. It hits early access on February 21st on PC, there, Kremit, and then it will launch. It'll have full release on PC and Switch in the second quarter of 2020, and then PS4 and Xbox in the third quarter of 2020. Yeah, it sucks, man. The earliest it could be out for PlayStation is July. Alright, all we got left is Power Surge. Any of y'all that join in on Power Surge, you gotta do one thing, and that's either handle your own lane or drop the mana. Like, throughout the course of the map, as we're running it, drop the mana for me. Come on, you slow loading. Only one amp all day today. No loot. Alright, Power Surge, here we come. Take a lane or drop mana. I'm good with either way, but I will run out of mana if I have to do all three lanes if y'all aren't dropping it for me. What's going on there, DJ? How you doing? Oh, I made it private. God dang it. I'm like, where the heck's everybody at? That's not bad. It's the first map all day that I did that on. Yeah, it's my bad habit. It's usually always there. Try this again. And no one saw my message. Dang it. Public. I was just thinking, what the hell? Power Surge is not most people's favorite map. So I can understand people not wanting to go back and do it if they've already done it. Man, my chair is squeaky as all hell now. I gotta do something about that. Everybody dropping. It's like Shiv has got a lane. Come on, y'all. Hit the button, please. There we go. Almost got the sell off. Not quite in time. Shit, a little bit of mana up here too. Oh, there's no doubt there, David. There is no doubt at all. Cross save would be just a wonderful, wonderful thing. We got to switch to a kitty cat. Save all this mana since there's no more mobs. Have some mana there, Shiv. Uh-oh. I screwed that timing up on that one. It's alright, we good. To save the mana, Jetty. They only last. The trick with this map is they have a timer on them, and the defenses will expire. So if you sell them, you get your mana back. If they expire on their own, then you don't get the mana back. It's not really an issue. It's kind of more of a habit now. Alright, Nacho, take it easy. I don't know. We'll have to see their ultimate. They keep saying that they've got the anti-cheat stuff under control. So, I mean, we can hope that it's vac secured, you know? Not out yet. That was a flyer, huh? Doesn't matter, wave 5 now. Well, yeah, I mean, stuff like that, they'll have to, you know, they'll have to have it dialed in. I mean, if you got banned in DD1 for that, I can't imagine they wouldn't lift the ban if you had communicated to them, you know? I'm hoping they do it like it is now as well, but I think the chances of that are probably slim. And it's down to the cross-save thing. Cross-save, I think, would be way bigger than having mods. But I do think that mods would, you know, as with any game, mods will extend the play. And he's stuck. We'll get him, we'll get him. You can't get the VAC ban removed from your record, but they can allow you back on servers. I mean, if you get a VAC ban, I think in most cases it's probably pretty serious. Like, I haven't really heard of people getting VAC bans by mistake. But getting banned from DD1 and getting VAC bans are two totally different things. But we'll see. I mean, they, like I said, they keep saying they've got a plan in place, and they've got a system that they're working on. But we'll just have to see how that pans out, you know? We will have to see. Well, we got those done quicker than I expected. Hasn't even been 2 hours. I know we didn't have time to do 4, 5, and 6, but I was assuming it was going to take about 2.5 hours to do 1, 2, and 3. Well, VAC bans aren't permanent. They all expire. Eventually, I thought. I don't know. I don't have any friends that have VAC bans. I mean, I probably do have a friend that has a VAC ban. But nobody that I play with regularly has VAC bans. I mean, VAC bans are normally where you straight up got caught cheating. It's not like a mistake thing. VAC bans are permanent now? I mean, if you see somebody in Steam that's got a VAC ban that's That's the thing is a VAC ban doesn't ban you from the game though. It's just a permanent record. So you'll always have that little shit spot on your Steam profile saying this player received a VAC ban 18 years ago or whatever the case is. But the game can let you through. You know, the game, like, Dungeon Defenders could say, okay, this guy's ban's not legit, we can't do anything about the VAC ban, but we can still let you play. Which, I mean, and a lot of people don't care about the VAC bans. I always look at it. Yeah, but in a game like Dungeon Defenders, there are no servers. If you get a VAC ban on a hosted server that's VAC secured, absolutely. That's part of it. Dungeon Defenders doesn't have that. It's peer-to-peer hosting, so there are no servers to keep you off of. It's just a matter of will they let you get through, will Trendy, or Chromatic now, let you get through the authentication server. This was a gift from Trendy directly, there's Sosa. It's not earnable. It's the same as a regular Dragolich. It's just gold. But it's just normal old Drago. You can buy them from this guy over here. 7,500 Defender medals. But it's that. It's just mine is gold. It's just a cosmetic. I'm surprised. Well, I never did anything to get a VAC ban, but I've been banned from many, many TF2 servers. I used to be one trolly mofo back in the day. I would troll kids, and I would listen to them scream, and I would laugh. But I never did anything like cheating. That I was just a rude camper. Yes, if I can find a way to get my turret up into your spawn point, I am going to throw it there. From Prime Incursions, they don't drop. You get them for completing the area. Like, for example, you get one for completing all of Prime 1, which means doing these 3 maps would get you Destructed Pylon. You get another one for Prime 2, doing those 3 maps. You get another one from Prime 3, doing those 2. Prime 4, doing those 2, etc., etc. Once you get all of them done, so you've completed every map and every Prime, you get the 7th one. There's 7 total Hyper Shards. You get 1 from each tier, and you get Mass Destruction, which is the 7th, for completing them all. No, it's not worth it to mess with mods at all if you're not at C7. The progression from starting the game to Chaos 7 is all about shards. Mods, don't even look at them. It just doesn't even matter yet. Well, the thing to do then would be to upgrade your gear, Kyles. Go in and get C5 gear and spend some of your crafting materials and get through the tier faster. I mean, to get through C5 without ever upgrading anything, it's going to take you like 6 maps probably, 5 to 6 maps. If you did 2 or 3 maps, equip the best gear you got from those maps, and then upgraded stuff, you would get up to C6 in just a few maps. Anyway, y'all, that is going to get it for today. My next DD2 stream is going to be Prime 4, 5, and 6. We will knock the last 3 of them out. So if you're waiting for more Prime Incursions, the next time I stream DD2, not sure it'll be tomorrow. Oh, it's way too soon to tell that, David. Cryptic Knight, thank you so much for subscribing, man. I appreciate it. You want to figure out what builds you want to use, Crement, and get all of the shards you need for it. Once you get that done, then start working on mods. Or do HF power resets, whatever you want. You'd have to do a little